also like to thank all the people that are here, retired from the middle school. When we first started, it was a very large, we were all at the same age. Our children were we were all at the same, our children were either in high school or college. We all had a certain number of years in the middle school. Nobody was going to retire. Nobody was going to leave. So there was never new teachers that came in September. It was just us, and we did an awful lot of good stuff. Pat, Linda, and remember our Fridays? Oh, every Friday night we went out drinking. And we had a good time. And there was a time, they were just telling me about it. There was one time that we went to Remington. We used to go to Remington's on Saturday, but I'm talking about the time that we went to Chippendale. Yeah, we did. And we all sitting there, and we're sitting there, and of course, you know, the guys are dancing and are going, and we're having a good time, and it's a Friday afternoon. And I'm talking and I'm laughing, and then all of a sudden my front tooth just goes right out. and I am not opening my mouth. I'm not telling anybody what's going on or what's happening. But then all of a sudden I'm on my fours and I'm looking all over the place looking for my tooth. And then I turn around and I smile, I forgot. And I smile, and the ugliest guy from Chippendale comes over to me. He was disgusting. They were all laughing. We used to have wonderful times together, and I thank you for that. And I thank you for being here tonight.
I love you.
Kathy, I also like Doris and Joan the Polish. I guess they left. Doris didn't leave. Doris didn't leave. Joan left. And Annie here. You were part of that too. We had the best time. We used to laugh. We used to make fun of everybody. I mean, there was anything. And they were always watching to see what I was going to do. They just waited for me, and I will come out with things that we could be here all night if I told you stories. But it was a wonderful time. We were friends. We never cared about what it didn't matter whose job it was. It was just doing it, and that was it. There is a very special person here tonight, and it's my dear friend Gail Reese. She was as she told you before, we were friends before we started working together, and then I came to the middle school. I called her up one day. The secretary had just been transferred to Robertsville, and she had said to me, Anita, I need you to find somebody that will be good for the middle school. So I called her up and I said, you know, Gail, I thought about somebody. So she says, yeah, who? I said, me. So it was hard. I had to fight with a few people to get the job, like Harvey told you. And then Gail and I, who had been friends for many, many years, started working together. Well, I can't begin to tell you what that experience was. We never had an argument. It was incredible, and we just giggled all day. And then we had a secretary it was a nice person, but she didn't like me too much, and she would do certain things to me. And Gail and I would just look at each other, and then we would close the door at 3:30 in the afternoon, and we giggle all the way to the car. Every single night, and ever since then, Gail and I have been close friends. Her son is here tonight. Thank you, Donnie. He was part of my group, of my boys during the summer. He used to be part of my boys. I thank you very much for being here. Gail came all the way from Florida to be at this party. Thank you, Gail. I also like to thank my friend Jim and Pat. It's so nice to have you here. Jim and I go a long time, and I thank you very much for being so good tonight. I mean, he used to be my MC at all my parties, and I had to stand on him and make sure that he will behave. Sylvia, you came all the way from Florida. We've been friends for a long time. Thank you so, so much. And there's two people that left already, Irene Manick and Florence Bennett. Irene Manick was my son's 4th grade teacher, And Florence Bennett was the secretary at Asher when my sons went to Asher. And I have to tell you, I'm sorry she left, because what I heard tonight about what I've done at the middle school, Florence Bennett taught me how to be a school secretary. She was the most wonderful person when she was there, and when I came to the middle school, I knew that I had to follow her steps. I had to be nice to the teachers, the parents, and the kids, and I hope I did, if I like it. I also like to recognize, let me make sure that on my list here I didn't leave anybody. Did I leave anybody out? Okay. I'd like to thank my MTA friends, Diane, Rita, Robin, Kathy, Lisa, Gloria, Joan, and Kathy Fredrickson. She was with me, and I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce. Okay. It was a lot of fun being part of the MTA Executive Board. It was a lot of fun to fight for your rights. And as you know, that's what we're all about. We sat in meetings night after night. When we went to negotiations this year, they were very, very hard. We had your best interest at heart, but it was very hard for us because we had to make decisions that was going to affect each and every one of you. And we did it together. And we also had a lot of fun at our meetings, as you can hear. And they're going to be sorry because they're not going to hear my stories anymore. And the meetings are going to be so short that they're not going to know what to do with each other. But it was a pleasure working with you. It was an experience. Although I was not a teacher, I was very much part of that executive board. And boy, my word was hurt with my finger. I also like to thank the War Language Department. We've been a second family within another family. It is wonderful for me to be part of that department. I don't teach, but I'm part of it. And guess what? I was the one that said, let's go out to dinner. Let's go do this. Let's celebrate my birthday, usually mine. And let's do all of this together. It's been wonderful. I can't begin to tell you the surprises that I had from them. The cakes, the flowers, the balloons, the cards, the love that they have shown me. Of course, I've been a little prejudiced. You know, if you speak Spanish, you're right then there. Okay, and now we'll talk a little bit about the chair. I'm sorry that the principal decided to put the chair away. And she was the one. She said, no more chair. But the chair was wonderful. Having you there, each and every one of you, coming in and either sharing something wonderful or telling me something very sad or asking for advice. It was wonderful to have you in my chair, and I love my chair, and I think the principal took it away because she was jealous, but that's okay. And again, I look at the room and I see the friends from Memorial that came. I see the people that have been at the middle school for so long, and I also see all the young ones that had come tonight. I first called them the sorority house, and now they all engaged and married and having children, and they come to me and they show me the rings and they tell me that they're going to get married and they tell me what's going on, and I just love them to death. And Stacy, I'm sorry I didn't recognize that you came all the way to see me. Thank you so much for being here. Nancy, Carmela, Wanda, Harriet, Gil, and everybody else, Susan, and anybody else that participated in doing everything at this party. Thank you so much.